welcome to Let's Duck Talk. It's me, Joe Stanley. I'm back again for another video on this channel. And today I'm going to be answering a question I've been asked a lot recently. And I will admit the time is a little bit strange with a quadruple on, but who will replace Jurgen Klopp when he leaves Liverpool, whether that be in 2024 or beyond? In this video I've detailed a list of people that I think will probably be the candidates for the job. And I've detailed why I think they'll be in the frame for the managerial job when Jurgen Klopp leaves the club. First up is Pep Linders. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp's number 2. I wouldn't be surprised to see Liverpool go back to the boot room approach of the 70s and 80s, where Liverpool had Bill Shankly as manager. When he stepped down, his number 2, but Paisley took over. When he stepped down, his number 2, Fagan, took over. And when Fagan stepped down, Sir Kenny Dalglish took over as player manager. Now, I know what you're thinking, Pep Linders, but he wasn't great in Holland. His record isn't particularly fantastic. Well, I beg to differ in one aspect, because obviously over in Holland he managed NEC Nijmegen, and he managed them for 22 games. He won 11 of those games, drew 4 and lost 7. His team scored 39 goals in their favour but conceded 29. He managed to amass a total of 37 points with a points per match average of 1.68. That gives him a win percentage of 59.09%. which is a fairly decent percentage for what was a rookie manager. And I get what you're still saying, Joe. He's still a bit rookie manager now, but he's gone back to Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. He's become his number 2, replacing Zelko Buvac a couple of years ago. He's been instrumental in a lot of transfer decisions and a lot of tactical decisions at the club. Jurgen did say that he was a key part in that Carabao Cup run and helped instrument the picking the teams and tactics for that run, which we ended up winning the trophy. Whilst at Liverpool as assistant manager, he's won the Premier League, the Club World Cup, the Super Cup, the Champions League, the Carabao Cup. Really, with Pep Linders, learning the Klopp way, learning the Klopp mould. The players are familiar with him. He's familiar with the club. It could be the boot room 2.0. It could be that. It could be him. It could be Pep Linders that takes over Jurgen Klopp and drives Liverpool forward in the Klopp manner. Next up, I think, is Steven Gerrard. He's another candidate. The name banded around since he took over at Rangers, really, and then even more so since he's gone to Aston Villa. Liverpool legend, played for the club for 17 years. Started his coaching career at the academy, so he managed the under-18s, and he went on to Rangers. He did well in Scotland. He developed a Rangers side that was struggling in 3rd and 4th place in the league. Got them pushing Celtic after a couple of years, and won them that elusive SPL title, stopping the 10 in a row and stopping Celtic short just at 9. He's gone to Aston Villa now. Steven Gerrard has managed 246 games at the time of recording, winning 150 of those, drawing 49 and losing 47. His teams have scored 515 goals, conceding 212. He has amassed 499 points so far in the league in his career. A points per match total of 2.03, that is. Okay, his only silverware is the FPL, and yes, he is still relatively young, but he is still developing himself, and come 2022, he will hopefully have developed an Aston Villa side. I'm curious to see where that'll go, because he's already improved them vastly, because they were just teetering above the relegation zone when he took over, and obviously he's pushed them up that table. They've stagnated a little bit in recent weeks, a couple of draws and a heavy defeat to Spurs. But I think it's all part of the learning curve. Once he gets a transfer window under his belt to proper have a go at it in the summer and build his team and mould his team and get that system and the players he wants, I think he could see Villa competing for European places in the coming years. He's got a win percentage in his career of 70.93, the highest on my list, but obviously the clubs that he's managed aren't always competing at the highest level, with all due respect to the likes of Rangers. With the Scottish Premier League, it's always between them and Celtic competing for the honours in Scotland. So you can take that with a little bit of pinch of salt. But I think it's going to be interesting, and he's going to be one on the list. Next up is maybe arguably a strange decision on here, a strange person, a name on here. But I've gone for Mauricio Pochettino, and I'll tell you for why. He's managed clubs such as Espanyol, Spurs, Southampton, and PSG. Right. He's managed 594 matches, winning 290, drawing 127 and losing 177. Okay, the losses don't look great there, but bear with me. His teams have scored 1,013 goals and conceded 697. He's amassed 997 points in his career, with points per match average of 1.68. Right? Win percentage of 59.51%, which I know what you think that's not much greater than Linda's, but you consider the calibre of club that he's managed. If you take out Spurs and PSG early on in his career, which has made up the bulk of his managerial career, I don't think he's done too bad. And I put him on the list as well because he knows how to work with a small budget. Liverpool are not known for spending loads on players. He can develop stars. He knows how to develop young players as well. He knows how to work with big stars because he's run out of PSG as well on the other side of things. But yeah, it's Pochettino is a good young manager. He's linked with the Real Madrid job this summer in 2022. It'd be interesting to see if that happens. He was close to getting the Manchester United job, but they went for Ten Hag, and he's very disappointed and angry that he was not informed of that by Manchester United and left in the lurch and found out with all of us lot when the news broke about Ten Hag's appointment. So I think he'll be very aggrieved and be out to make a point and get revenge. And I think the best way he can do that is going to one of their rivals and absolutely dominate in management. In regards to silverware, he's won Liga with PSG in 21 to 22, the French Super Cup in 20 to 22, the French Cup in 20 to 21, the French Super Cup in 20 to 21. He was Champions League runner-up with that Spurs side, with the amazing comebacks against City in the quarters and Ajax in the semis. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do if he comes back to the Premier League with a different club, or if he manages another club across Europe. His name will be mentioned in the list for lots of big jobs, whether that be the Liverpool job, the City job. He's always been linked to Real Madrid. Won't be surprised if he's linked to Milan clubs at some point in this. Pochettino's on the list for those reasons. Up next on my list is Julian Koeman, one of the younger managers on the list. He's managed Hoffenheim under-19s, Hoffenheim senior team, Leipzig last couple of years, and now on to Bayern Munich this season. He's managed 347 matches with 191 wins, 83 draws, and 73 defeats. That's 783 goals for, 426 against, and he's amassed a total of 656 points in his career with a points per match average of 1.89. Silverware, he's won the Under-19 Bundesliga with Hoffenheim in 13-14, the German Super Cup with Leipzig last season, Bundesliga this season with Bayern Munich, runners-up last season with Leipzig. People might say, but Joe, he's at Bayern Munich, job security there is great, he's already doing well, and he looks set to pick up silverware galore in Germany. I'm like, yeah, but you think about it, how long is he going to be there? Jurgen Klopp's going to leave in 2024, he's in a similar mould to Jurgen Klopp, and he's young, he's hungry, and he want to prove himself in other leagues and other countries around the world. And let's be honest, Bayern Munich have got the monopoly in Germany, and I can't see him wanting to sit around in Germany forever, just picking up trophies just dead easy. I think he will want a challenge, and I think we will see Julian Koeman in the Premier League in future, whether that be in the Liverpool dugout or the Manchester City dugout, because he would be a great replacement for Pep Guardiola as well for those up the East Lancs Road. I'm not going to lie. We'll soon find out, I suppose. Another one. This is a bit outside the box, so bear with me and forgive me on this one. Thomas Tuchel. And this is why. Thomas Tuchel, obviously, he's managed Mainz under-19s, Mainz senior team, Dortmund, similar to Jurgen Klopp. He's managed PSG, so he's managed big names there. He's managed Chelsea, big personalities there, and divas there, with all due respect to Chelsea fans. He's managed 532 games, 313 wins, 94 draws, and 125 losses. His team has scored 1,103 goals and conceded 599. That's a total career points of 1,033 and points per match average of 1.94. Silverware, bear with me. I'm just going to pick up my notes for this one. This is where the silverware comes into it, and this is where it gets interesting. So here we go. He won the 2 Bundesliga under-19s titles with Stuttgart in 04-05 and Mainz in 08-09. He won the German Cup with Dortmund in 16-17. The 2 Ligue 1 titles with PSG in the 18-19 and 19-20 season. The French Cup in 19-20. The French Super Cup in 19-20 and 18-19. the French League Cup in 1920. Then he went to Chelsea. He won the Champions League last season, competing with Frank Lampard's squad that struggled in the first half of the season. He's won the UEFA Super Cup. He's won the Club World Cup. He made it to the Carabao Cup final where Liverpool beat them. He's done very well. In regards to win percentages, Julian Koeman, the last candidate, had 67% win percentage. Thomas Tuchel just pipping him with 67.67. It's a very high win percentage. And I know what you're thinking, but Tuchel won't want to come to Liverpool. He was linked with the Man United job, turned it down, said he wanted to stay at Chelsea. The way I see it is Chelsea got a very difficult situation with ownership. They might not be a club if Abramovich shouldn't sell soon. They might not exist. If he does sell, the new ownership would have been their own manager in at some point. You look at Liverpool got taken over by PSG. They replaced the manager. Obviously, Hodgson was going to go anyway because they're playing Dyer, but not the point. City replaced Mark Hughes not long after being taken over with Roberto Mancini, and then that started the ladder. Newcastle have done the same now, but with the Bruce, they brought in Howe. Howe will be there for a few years, and then he'll move on, and they'll bring someone else in once he's built them up to a certain level. And I think the new ownership will want their own guy eventually. And if Abramovich, something happens and all this gets resolved, and Abramovich does stay for some weird reason, which I don't think will happen, he's known for sacking managers anyway, so it won't be long. He'll be leaving Chelsea at some point anyway. So wherever he'll end up, I think he could stay in the Premier League, and he would be a good candidate to replace Jurgen Klopp with the background that he's got and the habit of winning trophies and similar styles of football, to be honest. Now on to the man that we're talking about that could be replaced, Jurgen Klopp. How do you replace a man with this ability? His charisma, his ability to drive teams to just run through a brick wall for him. Play attacking football, great football. And let's have a look at Jurgen's record. He's managed Mainz, Dortmund and Liverpool, 3 clubs. He managed 957 matches, winning 522 of those, 214 draws and 221 defeats. His teams have scored 1,893 goals and conceded 1,109. He's amassed a total of 1,780 points in his career, with points per match average of 1.86. Silverware, he's won the Bundesliga twice with Dortmund in the 2010-11 season and 11-12. He won the German Cup in 2011-12, the Super Cup twice in 13-14 and 14-15. He's come to Liverpool. Okay, first season, he worked with Brendan Rodgers' squad, not his own. He got them to the Carabao Cup, what's now known as the Carabao Cup final, and the Europa League final. Okay, they lost both of them heartbreakingly, but it was experience, and he learned from it. He took us to the Champions League final in 2018. Defeat to Madrid in controversial circumstances. We learned from it. He said, we'll come back next year, we'll win it. And what did we do? We won the Champions League a year later in Madrid. 18-19, runners up in the Premier League. What did we do? A year later, we won the Premier League. At Liverpool, he has won the Premier League, the Champions League, the UEFA Super Cup, the Club World Cup for the first time in the club's history, and he's won the Carabao Cup. Then, at the time of filming, they're on for a quadruple. They've already won the Carabao Cup this season. They're in the FA Cup final. They're in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Playing their way out, potentially getting to the final. There. And the 1 point off Manchester City at the top of the Premier League. If he wins the quadruple, his Liverpool side will go down as the greatest team in Premier League history, and he'll go down as one of the greatest managers of all time for me. And it's impossible to replace a guy like that, but you've got to try and find a candidate that is near enough in a similar mould, if not the same, and these lads on the list are very close. There could be an unknown candidate. This is in 2024 or beyond, so a lot could happen by then. It could be Eddie Howe, could be. Have an amazing time at Newcastle. Much against my prediction early on in this video, and he could be getting the job. Or it could be, it could be someone like Jordan Henderson could come out of nowhere, could retire and take the manager job. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could be anyone. But these are the 5 names I think have the potential to take over from Jurgen Klopp as the Liverpool manager when that day comes. And I want to thank Jurgen Klopp for everything he's done for the Liverpool Football Club so far, and I know he's building the foundations for the next manager as it stands, and the future for the Liverpool Football Club looks bright, and it's down to him really. Thank you everyone for watching this video today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for more future content, and we'll see you all on the channel very soon.